back with another episode, another crazy weekend. I mean, I didn't do last weekend because I feel like last weekend wasn't really the week. You feel me? Like, last weekend was hit or miss. So I just think I ain't no need to talk about last weekend. Ain't nothing crazy happened last weekend and a few stuff on the pro circuit, but that's fine. That's fine. You feel me? Like, we'll talk about that later. What we must talk about, when I recorded this, it is 10:26, Sunday the 27th of February. Trust and believe. It was every majority of the big conferences, championships like SEC, Big Ten, ACC, is all the big conferences championships happened. It has already happened. It is being talked about. When I started recording this, I was recording history. I was recording history. So I'm not even going to waste your time because it's a whole bunch of stuff we got to talk about. I'm just going to dive right into it and let you guys know off rip what I think. But first, I must acknowledge a few people that maybe they didn't have a conference championship and they still went out there and did something amazing. Or they had a conference championship, but it's not one of the big conference championships. So I'm just going to get straight into that. So off rip, I must talk about Shaq. Big up, because he went out there, killed the American East, won the title. He didn't get to run the time we wanted him to run, but big up. Travis. Travis ran the number 3 time or 4 time in the country, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just pull up the T-First list for a second so we can show people. You feel me? Like, what's really going on. So, knowing Travis, let me just give you a little rundown before I even play his video. Knowing Travis, this guy right here that you're looking at, all right? Let me just give you a little short summary of this guy. He went to University at Albany. He trained on a mat in a 30-meter hallway. Ran 6.59 at Melrose, came second in 2023 against Christian Coleman and Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles was DQ'd, so he was an automatic second place winner. Really, realistically, he came third. But his first 20 said a lot, and I think that's what really made Travis started really believing. Like, he was, if you know Travis, he's always believing, but I think that's when he really realized how much damage he can really do. His first 20 meters was faster than Coleman's, and he was out in like lane 9, if I'm not mistaken. He ran 6.59 from running on mats in a hallway, sometimes with no spikes. If you know Albany, you know. We're not going to speak too much about the school, but it's terrible. It's very bad. It's a bad situation to even be in. So we know if he had left and went somewhere else, it would have been great. I'm so happy he came to the decision that he would leave because, they couldn't provide anything for him. It was unfortunate he ran 6.59, and this guy right here was the cutoff. Him and some other kid from, if I'm not mistaken, the kid went to Middle Tennessee. They were tied for 16th. And they went to the other kid. He was a senior. I will never forget. He was a senior. And he had one time, because how the NCAA does it, if there's a tied time for 16th place, they're going to go to your second best time. His second best time of that season was 6:61, and Travis's was 6:62. They took him over Travis. Devastating. I know Travis probably never showed us, but I know he cried. I would have. I sure would have. So to see he go out there, and even though he left Albany and stuff, and everything went well at USC, and everything is going good so far as I can say, USC does not have an indoor conference championship. So if you don't qualify from the beginning of the season, you're going to have to do it at a last chance meet. Now, keep into consideration, if you have to do it at a last chance meet before these championships, because by the time these championships for the other schools and the big schools, everybody's going to start running fast. Even guys from random conferences is going to start running fast. So, to know that Travis was under pressure again this year and went out there and ran the number 4 time in the country, big up. Seriously. Like, he went out there and ran 6:58 in the prelim PB. Then went back to the final and ran 6:52 PB. Almost ran 6:4. The flash time was 6:4. This is not at altitude. This is at Washington. This kid is he's I'm telling you, in the next few years to come, if all goes well, and I really hope it does, he will be the next Christian Coleman for Jamaica. I put it that way, because his start is just immaculate. His first 20, there's nothing better you can do to fix it. Now, I've always been saying this since high school. Maybe in high school he wasn't the fastest kid, but he had a start like no other. I can't even lie to you. And he just figured it out. I don't think any coach can fix Travis's start. There's not one coach could tell you I adjusted that man's block settings. No. The least they probably do was teach him how to put pressure on the pedal or something. But his block settings and how quickly he get out the blocks and react to the gun is off the charts. I don't know what it is. I feel like he's one of the few, if you know what I'm saying. If you're a 100-meter runner or a 60-meter runner or even a 55-meter runner, you know there's something about somebody that you have some guys that can actually react really well to the gun. It's like they get it right on the money. Travis is one of them. He also takes very quick steps. Anywho, so to see him do that is amazing. You know, last year that happened. You know, it's a success story because look at his name now on the list, right? Look at his name now. He's fourth, actually. Look at his name now on the list. And compared to last year, bro, big up, bro. Like, this is a dream come true for all of us and for him as well. Because, like, last year it was depressing to know he ran 6'5" and didn't go. And now he puts himself in fourth position, and now he's a title contender. Like, he's one of the ones that could possibly win. Because Terrence is a great athlete. Don't get me wrong, but he folds under pressure. Kalen clearly folded under pressure at the Big Ten. He's a stepper. Can't even lie. But he might be the only factor. But knowing Travis, who knows? You feel me? And this is what I like. And I'm going to talk about their conference too. It was good. Debo, we're going to talk. We're going to get to that. But as of right now, let's take a view of Travis' race. So this is Travis's race right here.
Great start from William.
So
Both be a lifetime.
So as you can see, you know, hands are close, whatever. I want you guys to take a look at his first 3 steps of his race. His first 3 steps.
Best for each of these young men.
Like,
great
off
start
rip,
from
he got him. Like off rip. His first 3 steps. Look, everybody else, his angle of force is in. He's like pushing somewhat right, but I feel like he didn't generate enough power. And look, his leg is pushing towards in. I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing, but look at his like placement and everything. Then look at his next step, right? Look at this guy's next step. Now they're all swinging, right? But he's getting a less of a swing because he's achieving the right angles. And it's over. It's literally over. First 20, you're not beating him.
Great start from Williams there in lane 4. Starting to pull away from Foster on the inside. It'll be Williams across the line.
And I love the reaction, too. The reaction was crazy, right? The reaction.
It's 6:52.
The reaction is crazy.
Best for Travis Williams.
That's to show you he's real. He's here. He's going to be him. And I feel like he might win. I think he's going to win. He's going to run 6'4". I believe he's going to run 6'4".
6:52, number 4 in the country
Wipe on
this
two
season,
still,
just ahead of David Foster,
yeah,
matching
I
his
think he's
lifetime
gonna
best
win. I feel like this is a big one.
6:54.
This is a big one.
Puts him at 7th
This is a
best,
big one.
but what a
This says a lot, and it's coming in time too. Like
from
this season, a lot of people was unsure about what he's going to do because he had a little mishap and he had to build himself back up to get back to where it is. But I'm glad it's coming up right on time. It came right in time because when he ran this Big 12 prelims that just happened, if you know NCAA track and field, you know every conference you're probably going to participate in watching. For example, SECs, everybody go to. ACCs, people watch. But Big 12, a lot of people seems to ignore. And they keep forgetting that it is going to be at Texas Tech. It is at altitude. Altitude is a factor people rarely speak about, and it should be. All them Texas Tech guys went out there this night before this final and ran 6.5. Texas Tech it was ridiculous. They had a squad of guys, like I think it was 6 or 7 of them that made it back to one final against one man, Sean Matsugani. One final with 7 guys, bro. Or 6 guys, if I'm not mistaken. That's absolutely out of the norm. All of them ran 6.5 at altitude. Because when it gets converted, it turns into 6.6 for some. But that's to show you what's going on. I guess Travis saw that when we spoke to him. He said he saw the prelims before the final. He said he had to run fast. Because he knew if this 6.58 wasn't going to go. And right now, that's what it's looking like. 6.58 will not go. Earlier, when I first started, I said 6.55 is going to be a cutoff. But unfortunately, that's not the case. It's not the case. And I was wrong about a lot of things. But we're going to see in this video. So, Travis, big up to you. I feel like you ran a perfect
Travis
race.
Williams.
And
others.
we love the celebration. Did a great job with execution,
Williams,
race execution. You a 100-meter runner, or 60 runner, It was great race execution. Can't wait excited to see what you're gonna do outdoor. And congrats. I'm genuinely proud. Genuinely proud. Here we go for the real deal. So we're gonna pull up T-First first. First, we must start at T-First. Shaq, I don't have a video of your race, but I wish I could have showed them. Let's start off with the 60. This guy is a problem. This kid from Division III that transferred to Penn State is a freaking problem. Let's not say he's a fucking problem, bro. The whole time, this kid is a 400 runner. 400 fucking runner. 4.2. 4.2. We don't know him as no 160. He does 160, break Penn State record. Yeah, that's fine. A quarter mile can step down sometimes and do a short 60. He breaks Penn State record 661, if I'm not mistaken, or 664, or something like that, earlier in the season. I'm like, okay, that's fine. His championships come. This kid runs 658 in the prelims. Mind you, he has the shittiest form ever. I forgot where I saw it. I think it's on Instagram. His form is like, to be a 60-meter runner, hell fucking no. You would say that. Like, it's hell no. Kalen Walker of Iowa is in Big Ten Conference. Kalen was there. He ran in the other heat. He ran the fastest seat time, 6:51. That's how he ended up here. Trust and believe. He beat him and ran 6:54 in the final. I don't know what it is about Kalen. Is it that he falls under pressure? Is it a white thing? No race, not being racist, but is it? Like, what the hell is it? But Kalen, you could step. But him, it's impressive to know that. He's also a great deuce runner. He ran 20.4 at his conference. But he was the Big Ten champion. He was the Big Ten champion. Now, look at this kid's progress. I'm not even lying to you. Look at his progress. Look at his progress. This is ridiculous. Like, he went out there. Yeah, he ran 6:59, right, in the prelims, and then come out there and become champion with 6:54. Insane. It's ridiculous. Then he goes back. He proceeds to go back to the 200, right, and run 20.4. Straight striking dominance, bro. He's not at altitude. So these are guys we need to put into consideration. So the fact that he squeezed him way in the 60, bro, to like, what? Let's see what happened in Boston. We really need to see what happened in Boston. And actually, this kid from Cal, he's been running good. He's been very consistent. We love it. Sean, big up to you at the championships. We need to talk about the fact that Sean is like the Noah Lyles of NCAA track and field. He is definitely the Noah Lyles of NCAA track and field. He went on that line. I'm watching the race. I even tagged him on Instagram. Like, I'm watching the race. I feel bad for him. They want to assault this man, bro. Like, they really want to get rid of him. Like, they want to humiliate him on TV, bro. The question is why? When you look at it and you be like, oh, they're bullying him or whatever the case may be. Maybe a little bit. But it's sports, bro. It's the entertainment. It brings the fire to the sport. People want more revenue. Sean is the Noah Lyles of NCAA track and field. It's giving it that fire. I don't see anybody complaining about it, but I know there will be complaints. But Sean proceeds to go on the line against, I think the race is here somewhere. So let's just take a look real quick. So, all eyes is on Big 12. No lies. For the 60, all eyes is on Big 12 because we know Texas Tech had that much guys in the final. This place is at altitude. The upset usually happens at Big 12 for the 60-meter dash. If you watch track and field, you know when you're looking for an upset on that nationals list, it will be at Big 12 for the 60 meters and the 200 meters. That's where it's going to be, Big 12, because they're at altitude. If that race runs at Texas Tech, they're at altitude, it's going to be a problem. So, let's just, we're on your C's page. So, let's go back to Travis Miller, right? Travis Miller, there we go. So, we know that we're going to get to all that in a second. That's how much stuff we got to get to. So, we need to take a look at the Big 12 championships that happened yesterday. So, what I will tell you for a fact, Jones false started. The man who was supposed to win the 60, the NCAA record holder, he false started. And I felt like it's a bit of frustration for him because he knows Sean ain't no joke. And Houston just went to that conference. So it's not like they've raced at a conference championships before. Houston just moved to Big 12, literally. So I feel like it was a little bit of being nervous, right? Here's a picture of what the altercation that took place. So Terrence false start. Debo is now the favorite. Sean and Debo is about to go at it. Sean held his own. As you can see, this is a field of Texas Tech runner. Terrence got DQ'd. This is a field of Texas Tech runner. Sean is the only man standing in this guy. Big up to you too, bro. I would have been panicking. I would have probably ran like 7-8. Because this is a absolute insane field. Nothing but Texas Tech runners. Now, you take a look at this shit, man. I feel like this is a historic photo. Like, seriously, even the starting lineup should be a historic photo. So, the altercation happened when Debo wins, right, after the false start. But Debo did something at the end of the race. He started chanting at Sean coming through the line. Then after, he proceeds to yell, point, and I guess Sean confronted him. I said Sean was standing on business. Because, everybody takes Sean for a joke. And I'll tell you why they do after. I'm not defending Sean. I'm not saying Debo is a bully, but because I'm not going to lie, I think Sean deserved the stuff that's happening to him. But I'll explain why. So this is exactly what happens after the race. Sean approached him, confronted him, like, that shit not cool probably. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
That nigga like a buff ass mushroom, bro.
And he big as shit too. So we know he beat the shit out of Sean.
Oh shit, they look like them eyes. Oh.
So I guess I think I have the video on my phone, but I ain't uploaded it on here. But they were about to go at it. No lies. They were about to go at it. And at one point Debo was like, shut the fuck up, you're pussy type shit. You can literally read his lips and see that's what he's saying. The race. I'm trying to get to it. I'm really trying to find it, but unfortunately, it don't look like it's on here. But long story short, the upset didn't happen, thank God, because what I realized is if Terrence is not in the race to pull them, none of them can do it themselves to run like 6'4", except Debo. Debo is one of them ones. But none of the rest of them can't. So Terrence is not in the race to pull them. Boom. That happens. Sean held his own, came second. He took it proudly. Second, he held his own. I could say that. Sean definitely held his own, even though it wasn't a crazy fast time. He held his own after a false start, of course. Of course, we wasn't expecting nothing fast. After a false start and the best runner in the race is out, we're not expecting anything crazy. So, I guess that's that. The upset didn't happen from Big 12 this year, which is ridiculous. It was expected. And I think that pretty much covered the 60-meter dash for you. We have nothing else to say about the 60. I feel like that's all the drama that has happened. As we look at our list right here for the 60-meter runners, there's going to be a lot of last chance meet. Ain't nothing really going to bother this. This is what's going to national. This is what's going to go down. What you see is what you get right here. Ain't nobody going to squeeze their way in this shit. This is it. Oh. Maybe I didn't talk about everything because Cameron Rose squeezes his way right here. Shea is not going, so we already know that though. Cameron Rose, ACC championships. We must talk about that. I think Travis have it on here. So, ACC championships. Cameron Rose, fall starts. Here it is. I'll tell you right now. I'm not even gonna debate about it. I don't care what nobody want to say. I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm speaking real. This is why I call it Real Talk TV. I'm speaking real. I'm giving a buck. You fall started. If you've seen this video, you fall fucking started. And no disrespect, but I don't blame you. Take that, walk with it proudly, because it's this guy's fault. And it's the whole officials, all the officiating at Boston. It's their fault. It's their problem. The week before America East, the conference Albany is in, had a championships here, or a couple of days before, not a week before. It's the same fucking officials, bro. There's a girl, no disrespect, on Albany's team, does the hurdles. She won. Not expecting she wouldn't win. She would have won. But her personal best went somewhere to a different realm, not saying she's not capable of, but she false started. And it was the same thing. It was the same exact scenario. She false started. We all know she false started. She false started, and it's a pretty good time. No disrespect. Don't have any beef with the girl. Everybody know I don't like Albany, so they're going to feel like this is a target. But I must say she fucking false started. The same way Cameron came there 2 days later and false started, and they made the race continue. Now, that is unfair to the other runners. That is very unfair. Cameron fucking false started. Look, this guy is still even in set, bro. Like, what the... The whole race was a shit show. Now let's watch it. He false started. Like, bro, he fucking false started. There's no doubt. He false started. Cameron knows that. He false started. There ain't no good reaction to no gun. He false started. Now take a look at this again. Cameron flew out of that shit, man. He fucking flew out of the blocks. He false started. But hey, take it. It's their fault. These guys aren't doing their job. These people were not doing their job. And the ACC championships, take this as a lesson. And every other conference championship, but take this as a lesson. You guys are quality conferences. We watch you guys. You guys have factors. You guys have people who are going to turn into somebodies. Please put motion sensors on the blocks. I don't know how expensive it is, but pay for it. Because of reasons like this is unfair. This is unfair to everybody else in this field, bro. This is unfair. Put motion sensors on the fucking blocks. Because if there was a motion sensor, it would have told them. He false started. There's no motion sensors behind the blocks. Boston have motion sensors. You could have paid that additional money or whatever it took to put motion sensors on the blocks. So for the people who don't know what motion sensors is, it's what the pros use to tell if you're even 100 per second faster than what the average human being can actually possibly achieve at maximum fastest reaction. If a number one goes over it, they're going to DQ you because it's not possible to achieve that unless you fall started. Please put motion sensors on the blocks. Now, Cameron, you go to national, you run your ass off to prove a point to people because you're probably capable of running it, but you fall started, and you know it. So Cameron false starts, and he's moving, and nobody could catch him at that point because, yes, he false started. He's a 658. He celebrated like he knew he got it, whatever. Like he thought he got the gun, but he really didn't get the gun. We all know Cameron false started. Yeah, and that's about it for the 60. That's the rundown. Now, that is the rundown of the 60. Is there anything else on the 60 that we need to talk about now? I don't believe so. There's nothing else. Now let's take a look at the 200, right? 200, Terrence Jones, as I said, he got DQ'd. He came back out, pop out, did a big personal best because, he had to prove a point. Sean in the first heat put up a solid time to beat, and he put up a 20.4. That's a PR for him indoor because he's not really an indoor runner. A lot of people didn't notice that. And in the second heat, Terrence went out there with vengeance. Like, he was running angry, and he ran a big PB. So congrats to you. You feel me? You came back, you proved your point. Let's see if you can do it at Nationals. Nationals, where it's going to really be at. Please don't false start. I would like to see Travis go 6'4". Sean, I said I was going to talk about why people don't like him. Sean, I don't have a problem with you. And none of these athletes have a problem with. I'm keeping 100%. Sean, people don't like you because you talk too much. This is what I said. He's not a bad person. He just talks a little too much. He downplay a lot of athletes' capability and don't even realize it. So that is why people point at him. People cheer in his face. And this guy, he has a good amount of people on his social media platforms that he entertains. His fans are supporters. I'm not going to say fans, but his supporters. So, you put yourself in their shoes for a second, and you keep talking shit about them on your platforms and, doing the most like Noah Lyles does, people are going to hate you. Or not even hate you, they're going to dislike you, and they're going to want to beat you, and that's going to put a bounty on your head. So that's Sean's problem. And if I was them, I would have probably been out there doing the same shit. If you know me, I'm heartless, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when he gets his one up, I'm telling you, you will not hear the end of it. It was the same thing last year. He said something about Courtney, and regionals, we seen all of it. He said some shit about Courtney, and all I know is it turned into a big thing at regionals. No, yeah, it was at nationals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, at nationals, my bad. It turned into a whole big thing at nationals. They did him really bad at nationals, even when he ran his very best. It was horrible. But enough said with the 60 and Sean and all the drama that's going on there. We love it. Keep it up. But at the same time, please don't bring it out of proportion where it don't need to go. We love the fire still. Still give us that energy. We love it. We got to talk about the 400. Now, earlier in the year, earlier in the season, I said 46 is possibly going to go to 4. It looks slow this year. I was fucking wrong. I was wrong as fuck. I was so wrong. Still have my money on Will and USC, but I fucked up saying that 46 was going to go. Hell no. It's like the 4 evolved way more. Like, they ran fast when they needed to run fast. Towards conference, at conference. Bruh, take a look at this list. 45-9 will not be going. 45-8 also might not be going. Yeah, 45-8 is not going. Yancey might be the cutoff. Oh, shit. He might not be going. Anderson is in front of him now. So, it's the 16 goes. So, Yancey's going to have to run a last chance meet to see if he can go faster than 45-8. That's so fucked up. He will not be going. Let's see if he can pull it off. This is your list to go to NCAAs. Unless somebody scratches, and I think everybody on this list is healthy. So it ain't going to be no scratch. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any scratches. So Yancey might have to say goodbye. If he can do it, pull it off at a last chance meet. Who knows? My problem is, though, I knew a world record was going to be run or something, because how these guys were, like, there weren't just 45 high. It was 45 mid and better for almost everybody. So it's kind of confusing to tell who's going to win. This kid, though, earlier in the year, he ran a solid 300. This kid is all over the place right now as we speak. Earlier in the year, he ran a really fast 300. He's 19 years old. He's Canadian. He's a sophomore. Yeah, we get it. It was fast, whatever. We didn't really care, right? Because it wasn't a world record. It wasn't the NCAA record that he ran in 300. We weren't really paying attention to him because the field was on Will. It was on Will, this guy from Bama, and Powell. Even though Powell hadn't ran fast yet, we know he'll run fast when he needs to, and which is at conference. The problem lies, though. Nobody expected him at all. Nobody at all expected him. So let me give you a rundown. This is at SECs. Everybody watch SECs. If you're an athlete and you're searching for a school to go to in the 400 meters and the 200 meters, and you need a conference to go really fast, like super fast, where you're running professional times and world records, it's the SEC. That's where you need to go. Long story short, though, these men went to bed sleeping, especially the Gators. Fuck with the niggas on the Gators. Fuck with Raheem, that's my guy. Powell, all them niggas, they Jamaican. You feel me? I support them. But this is my problem with UF athletes. This is my problem. They go after, I feel like they're NCAA athletes, and they're not pro athletes. If you get what I'm saying, they're NCAA athletes. So I proceed to call them folders. What do I call a folder? People who don't show up in the moment. So I call that school you fold. Only one person, and you can't even say that one person from Florida does really great on the professional circuit, because at the same time he loses outdoor, but he don't lose indoor. Not calling no names, not throwing no shots, not even calling no names, not trying to start no beef. But I call Florida University of Folding. So folding Gators, yeah, that's what I call it. But the guys is there, so we support Florida, whatever. Not saying Florida's a bad school, great coach, great coaching system, but I just feel like the athletes aren't that guy. They're not the one. Long story short, Powell went in, ran a big personal best indoor prelims. You know, all these guys were running fast, but Powell pulls off a 45-3 in Arkansas. Pretty amazing. We're expecting him to go crazy in the final. Final day comes. First run rounds. The first group runs. Yeah, all right. Paul and them come out. I'm going to just pull up the race. It's unbelievable. It will leave you speechless. So think about it. But even before, think about it. Powell goes in. He has the preferred lane. You're expecting him to win because he pulls off a blistering time, right? Powell goes in. You're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, yeah, he's going to win this. It's just how fast he's going to win it in. Pulls up the race.
This will be the other Florida Gator going in this heat. But talking to Coach Carroll.
So we pull this shit like right here, bro.
It's for section 2.
4 indoor. The preferred lane is 5. The second best lane would say 6. 4 is a terrible lane to draw. People don't stress it enough. You can run fast from there, but it's harder than these two. Way harder. 3, if you get 3, you better pray to the gods. So Raheem, for running that time you ran in 3, kudos to you, bro. For real. I don't even think motherfuckers could have possibly even go 46 from lane 3, bro. It's terrible to run from 3. You give me a lane draw and you put me in 3, 1 or 2 indoors in a 400, I'm walking off the track, bro. It's pointless. I am walking off the track. Anywho, let's take a look at the race.
Javon Powell in that preferred lane 5. Christopher Morales-Williams outside of him in lane number
So
6. That's
this kid, skinny structure, we just don't see him outpowering Florida, especially Florida when it comes to the 400. We don't see him, these men went to bed. Raheem went to bed knowing he's in the same heat as Powell. Powell went to bed knowing I had the fastest heat time. If you run in college and you run at a conference championship, when you're favored to go in the final, all the momentum is with you. It could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing because it could make you not sleep. It can make you restless. It can make you nervous. But it could do another thing. It could give you confidence to not be scared of anyone in this race. So who knows? If I was him, coming from a Jamaican background, I'm pretty sure he went in this race super confident. He may not look confident because the race is about to start, but he went in there like, yeah, I'm on fire. I'm ready right now. So let's just take a look right here of what's going to happen, right?
Advantage for Javon.
So
Down there in for him.
Well, a lot of coaches have just thrown their hands up to athletes in lane 3
as you can see, these guys get down. Word of prayer to them because what the fuck is about to happen? I think that is why my phone is still going off. I'm not lying to you. Because nobody believed this shit. Still, we went to bed thinking about this. Like I dreamt about it. Not lying to you. This kid goes down in the block. Now, I want you to take a look at this start. I'm going to get back to it. But I want you to take a keen look at the start. Both the knees on the floor. We see a few athletes do this. But who are these athletes that we see do it, and where do they come from? Right? Look at the start, the fold, the bend, the angling position, the block structure. Now, take a very good look at this kid. He's resembling something. I don't think people stress this enough. Well, we'll talk about it at the end.
It's just so critical to get that pole position without any obstruction whatsoever. We saw a lot of contact in that first section. From the inside, Raheem Hales of Florida, then Javon O'Brien of A&M. Javon Powell in 5, Christopher Morales-Williams in 6.
Now remember, Powell's the favorite in this race, right? He's favored in this race. He's breaking stagger on this kid right now, right? These two are racing. These two are trying to stay in the race, right? So at this point, you think Javon is at a good position because he caught him. He's shoulder to shoulder.
But
this kid kicks again, fight him off to the pole, gets to the break. Now look at the clock. It's 20.3, and they're about to be at the break.
Morales-Williams does not.
21-0. I wish the quality of this video was a little bit better because you see Powell's facial expression right here. I don't think he's seen the clock. I don't think anybody's looking at the clock in this race. They're not thinking about the time. They're just running for the title. Powell knows he fucked up, making him get the break before him. They came through at this time. They're just racing at this, but like they're just running. Like running. They no thought behind this, okay?
Not give it to him, but nobody had to break stride. Now the work begins for Javon Powell. He's got to figure out where is the best place to pass, and there's a little gap.
As the commentator said, he has to figure out where's the best place to pass him. The thing is, though, what they're not taking a look at, because this is about 250 meters. This kid is at 29.8 seconds at 250. Powell, at this point, it don't starts to show yet, but this kid is starting to develop like a 10-meter gap. It's not showing it because of the angle. If you see it from a better angle, it's a 10-meter gap. So Powell is trying to go faster and figuring out how he's going to get past him, but it's just not possible. None of them are noticing it because they're both racing each other.
Gap that's developed there.
Now, you take a look at Powell. Look at his face. At this point, the kid is at 300 meters. 300 fucking meters, and the clock is at 32.3 seconds. I think the official 300 split was 32.1 seconds. The clock is already at 32.1 seconds. Look at Powell's facial expression. He's not doing this because the kid is in front of him. He's doing this because he's hurting. These men went out in 21.09 seconds. If you run the 400 meter, you know just going out 21 is a hell of a thing to do. It is either two things going to happen. And I think I spoke about this. You know those two things. So to know they went out damn near 20 point is insane to even just process, right? In my head, watching this race, I'm like, okay, this is where he is going to start to break down badly. Because he came out 21-0. I'm like, okay. I thought he was going to break down because we all sitting here thinking Powell's going to win this race. He starts to break. He starts to come around, get to 300 meters. I'm like, oh, shit. He's holding it. Mind you, look at Powell's face. Like, you can't really see it, but you see he makes an expression. This shit hurts like a motherfucker right now. Because he made the mistake and went out 21-0 with this kid, or 21 low with this kid. None of them realized. He didn't even realize he went out 21 low. He went out faster than the actual 300 PB he ran earlier in the season. He ran 32.4. This kid ran 32.4 in the open 300. He split 32-1 coming through 300 meters this race. Now, Powell's face says it all. He don't know where he fucked. He's just trying to hold on.
He was running a great race here,
now
and
look,
no response.
The gap keeps going. At this point, I'm like, is he going to tire? Because they're in the turn now. This back turn is a dead man's turn. Powell have nothing left. He ran a great race. At this point, congratulations to you on running your personal best, but you will not win this race at all. You will not win this race. They're at about 300 and about a little over 300, like 330, 320, 35-1.
From Javon Powell.
Now you're looking right here, and he has nothing left at all. This kid has nothing left. He's fighting. So props to him, right? He's coming around that turn.
Morales Williams winning this second.
He's swinging. He's doing everything for dear life to win this title because he believes Powell's right behind him. But the whole time, he has a gap. He don't even know.
But is he going to run fast enough to unseat Chris Robinson?
Now, this kid runs a world fucking record. Take a look at this shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He just altered his lifetime best by close to a second. 44-49 for the sophomore from Georgia. And that is a new collegiate record, breaking Michael Norman's record.
See that lady?
Texas.
Let's put that lady back on the camera, man. We need to give this woman her flowers. See this lady? Her name is Coach Carl Smith Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken. The previous world record set that you just heard them announce, a collegiate record, was by Michael Norman. If you know anything, Michael Norman was at USC with this lady and Coach Watts. Quincy Watts, great coach. He's a coach of Will right now. Amazing coach. You know what it takes. She was the sprint coach there. This was why I always believed Michael Norman could have ran 9.6. If you know Coach Carl, she's a very technical person. That's why in the beginning of the video, I said, take a look at this kid and how he's starting, what he's doing in his blocks. Look at his block setting. You watch USC. To this day, your eyes still generate that start. That is exactly how Rise starts. That is exactly how Norman starts, but sometimes he switches it up. The majority of the USC runners in her era when she was there, that was how they started. Now, let's put this into consideration. Not discrediting Coach Watts for Michael Norman, but Coach Carl definitely helped Michael Norman ran that world record, and he said it. Coach Watts and Coach Carl was a great partnership. I don't know what went bad. I don't really care. Coach Carl goes to Georgia, 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew Baldwin and Elijah Godwin was there. These cats are really fast, but they haven't hit certain marks as yet. Matthew Baldwin proceeds to start doing that start that he was doing in the beginning of the race. Godwin, maybe not. Matthew Baldwin had a hell of a year, her first year at Georgia. He runs a personal best in the indoor 400, became a 200-meter national champ. Coach Carl Gilbert was there for that. She made an impressive change. I think he ran a couple personal bests. Coach Carl. 2023, Elijah Godwin. Elijah Godwin finally goes sub 45 seconds indoor, becomes a national champion. Coach Carl Gilbert is the coach. 2024, there is a 19-year-old kid from Canada, runs a world record she helped create it. Also, USC had ran a world record that year in the 4x4, but it wasn't considered a world record because at the time Rye was in Teagan. But she coached a kid to break that same record she helped create it. If you don't smell the rat, and if you don't start taking notice to what is going on, Coach Carl is one of them ones. She's going to be one of them coaches everybody want to be coached by. And she should be. Because she coached now 2 for 2 with that world record. That means she is doing something right. Literally. So let's take a look at his reaction and what he has to say.
Norman's record set at Texas A&M way back in 2018.
So this kid proceeds to walk regular. I don't know how he's even fucking walking, but
Oh my goodness.
Did not see that coming. In fact, that's a world record.
Oh, Gage, get in the
yeah,
race.
it took
push
them
a little
forever
harder.
to notice that it was a fucking world record. I don't know who are those guys, but anywho, I want to see the party. And
The place, but this
But-
kid just.
as you can see on Twitter, you scroll to the very beginning, they aren't talking about nobody else but him. That was the most unexpected thing on this list. We didn't expect a world record. We didn't expect a collegiate record. We didn't expect a U20 record. We didn't expect any of that. Especially at SECs. This is not even nationals. So to know that happened is unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. Kudos to Coach Carl. This kid, I don't know what he's going to do. It's Olympic year. I'm not telling him to abort the rest of his collegiate season. But if I were him, my honest opinion on it, indoor nationals, after indoor, I'm signing. I'm sorry, it's Olympic year. I am signing after that. And not influencing anybody. If he sees this video, it's pointless. It's Olympic year. You can fucking win. Like, it's no doubt. You can win. You'll get a fucking crazy-ass contract to sign right now. You just ran a world record. You can't take the contract now because you're in college. But you get a crazy-ass deal. All the companies would want you. It's your favorite to win at this point. I'm not saying you're going to win, but you're now a favorite. Oh, a big-time favorite. What will you run outdoors for the NCAA? Who knows? Who knows? So that happened. People are still talking about it. And Javon Powell, if I was him, what would I do? Gather myself again for outdoors. Stay locked in. Stay motivated. You have some people, they're just naturally gifted, bro. And this kid is clearly one of them. Because he said he was sick. and all this shit before the race, and he come out here and do that sick. That kid ain't average. Like, you have some people in the 400, and one of my friends said this last night. You have some people, bro, like you in a 400 race, if you're a 400 runner, and you see some people way ahead of you, and you at a certain point in the race, you know not even to even fucking try. And I feel like Powell had that moment last night. He had that moment. It's kind of depressing, you know? That has to be depressing, and I can only imagine. But I hope it gives him motivation to keep going, keep working hard, and keep trying and shit like that. It's possible, you feel me? It's just that kid's time. It wasn't his time. It was that kid's time. That kid's moment. You know, he did it in the moment because they both didn't realize what they were doing. And he still left with a big PB. So there's signs of a bright future outside. You get what I'm saying? Boston is next. Who knows what he's going to do at Boston, you know? 800, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But that's what we have so far on year. But the 400, we just can't get it in and out of our heads at all. Like, this kid, like, he's all over social media right now. I really hope they drug test him immediately, effectively, ratify it, because this is
Definitely, I thought about it. Definitely, I think it's definitely been a dream for me. But I was taking it more one step at a time. I was thinking more, maybe just winning SECs. I wasn't really thinking about the time. And then world record. I mean, I guess that's just something you wouldn't really expect to happen, but it did. And I mean, I put it up there as a goal, but I wasn't really expecting to break it right now. But I mean, it was something I planned maybe. I thought about it.
I'm telling you, this kid didn't know he was gonna do that. That shit wasn't even planned, bruh. So I guess Michael Norman's 45-2 was never ratified as an official world record. I mean, Christopher. Okay, so I guess Norman's world record didn't get ratified. Fuck that. We know Norman ran the fucking world record, but these shits should get ratified. I hope they get tested, all this stuff, bro. Like, this fucking kid, bro. He ran a world record. The 4x4, you fold. Gotta talk about that. University of folding. I know Powell went out there, ran the race of his life, but there were other legs that could have did something. Raheem, great leg, by the way. I think he held his own. That white guy you guys had, don't bring him back. Don't bring him back to no more championships, bro. That nigga split like 47. At the SECs, you can't do that, man. Can't do that. Yeah, you fold because it was their race to win. This was the gold medal for that 400 group. Unfortunately, it wasn't. And I call them you fold because they don't have the guys in the moment. They don't got the Cristiano Ronaldo of track in them. That don't run in their veins, bro. They don't have it. They don't have the guys in the moment. That's what I believe. They don't. They need it. They need the guys in the moment. I don't think they have that. That's what Florida is missing. They don't have the guys for the moment. They're not the man of the hour. You know, the person that's there when you need them. Not Florida for me. I don't see any Florida athlete like that, unfortunately. But they are good athletes. They're fast athletes. But they're just not the guys at the moment. Anywho, I believe I talked about this. Saw that. But there you have it. World record. The women did great too. I just feel like I couldn't put the women in this because there's just so much to talk about. And I'm probably way over time. But congrats to the winners. Congrats to the losers. That kid with the world record is still playing in her heads. So we gotta, certify your shit. I hope World Athletics come and drug test you and, do what they need to. Actually, really come there and do what they need to and certify these world records, ratify these world records, because that shit is still playing in my head. You went out in 32 seconds, and it's starting to show that for a 400 meters, you really have to gas that first 300 and just pray to the gods you make it to the line. And like I said, it's a big year. It's Olympic year, so it's expected for everybody to run fast. Congratulations again to the winners and the losers. And yeah, I don't think there's much more I can cover. I'll probably cover the females the next time, but as of right now, it's hard to even fucking tell what these kids are gonna do. Boston should be a movie. If anybody know how to get tickets to go to nationals, because I was trying, but the website is like acting so slow. And yeah, I don't have much more to say. Again, like, comment, whatever, share. I would just like to get some opinions, some feedback on what y'all think about this past weekend. I think it was a crazy weekend. I think some people did some unbelievable things. You know, there's other little aspects I just couldn't cover because don't have enough time. But again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming out, watching, you know, all that. So just stay tuned for next time. And as of right now, we're out.